what's the process like of looking for those young prospects that can help you in the kicking game, and does that tend to show up pretty early in the camp?
Yeah, so we're going to be able to evaluate, and it's kind of a happy medium of like, okay, hey, how do we get everybody reps so everybody has a chance and can get evaluation, which is something we kind of work our way through. Like right now we can kind of get even though we're not in full pads, we can get a good evaluation of the guys that are fundamentally sound, that know how to do their job. And those are the guys that are usually going to start to get more and more reps as time goes on. Then we try to give everybody an opportunity once we get the pads on to see, okay, who can do their job, who can play fundamentally sound, who can be physical that we can then count on to make plays. A lot of that really good evaluation is going to come in the joint practice and in preseason games. Because in preseason games and joint practice, we're going to get a bunch of reps. They're going to be live. They're going to be pads on. And then we can roll through everybody. Like in a preseason game, we're going to play 50 guys on special teams. So that's a really good opportunity to see who can put it all together and be able to make a play. And that's where you can see, hey, who can flash and make some plays and then get some more opportunities to build off of it. So it's really just taking advantage of the opportunities as you get them. The biggest opportunities are going to come in those joint practice and preseason games. See who can flash and then get them more opportunities to see what they can do.
So the practice ends up probably being a little more fundamental for your guys, I guess. Would that be fair?
Especially right now without pads on, for sure. Yeah.
For the kickers, we're going to see some out here when it's open practice. Is there other stuff going on behind the scenes that you guys are evaluating too with Spencer and Maddox?
Yeah, we're going to try to get them to kick as much as we can in a team or live setting. Like yesterday, first day back, they kicked, we charted, and certainly watched it all. That wasn't in a team or live setting. That was in a pre-practice setting where we gave them a full script and certainly filmed it and evaluated it, and we're working with them on that. So there's plenty of times where we're going to kick individually or in pre-practice that will be scripted and evaluated, but the biggest time that they're going to be evaluated is when we go in a team setting, when we go in joint practice, when we go in preseason. That is truly an open competition, so we're trying to get those guys equal reps as much as we possibly can early on to see who can kind of take hold of that competition. There's really no timetable on that, but that's something we'll work on as we go throughout training camp to see who kind of takes the lead.
How do you balance the preseason games where you can't control how many kicks they're going to get in those games versus like taking those as part of the evaluation?
That can be tricky at times because, like, a lot of times in the past we'd say, hey, kicker A has the first half, kicker B has the second half. There may be no field goals in the first half. So in the first game, we'll probably give each one of them a half. If it's really stacked in one way or the other, then we'll try to even that out in the second game by allowing the kicker who hasn't had as many kicks to still stay live to get those kicks until they have tried to even some of that out. Depending on how the competition's going, if it's completely even, we'll try to even out those reps as best we can. But it can be difficult to make it purely even in a game setting.
What's the evaluation difference in the field goals and the PATs versus kickoffs for those guys?
So field goal PAT is certainly the number one part of the evaluation, so that's the first thing because we need to convert all scoring opportunities, so we're looking for who can be the most consistent and give us the best opportunity to convert as many scoring opportunities as we possibly can. Then, two would be their kickoff. And kickoff is going to be a lot more important this year, which we've talked about because we expect there to be more of an emphasis on forcing kicks this year based on them changing the touchback rule from the 30 to the 35. So we also anticipate needing to do a variety of different kicks. So having a kicker that has the ability to, on a very consistent basis, put it in the landing zone in a variety of different zones is going to be somebody that can add a little bit more to their resume in the competition. If the kicking competition and field goal is extremely close, then a differentiating thing could be, okay, who has a little bit more versatility and consistency in kickoff? We're looking, hey, you can put it in this zone within the landing zone 9 out of 10 times. We're going to be really consistent. We can't afford to have a short kick in front of the 20-yard line because that's the same as kicking it out of bounds. That would go to the 40. So we need somebody that can be really consistent, putting a variety of different kicks in the different zones to make it a little bit harder on the return team and the returners to get to the ball, and who can be consistent doing that.
Shane mentioned this camp is going to involve a lot of getting guys in quick, different, quick thinking and unique situations. How can you do that with your groups?
Well, we're always going to try to put them in as many different situations as we possibly can. A lot of the situational stuff we'll even do in walkthrough. So we'll do a lot of different situational stuff. We have 2 weeks until we play in a game, so they have to know every situation we possibly can come up within a game. So we'll go through walkthroughs and try to see who's really mentally sharp as we go through, backed up situation, take a safety situation. We get into the gray area versus the field. We have different alerts on the punt team in a lot of these different situations. So we put these guys in the situation, see who can understand and take the knowledge and stuff we've had from the meetings onto the field. So that's a really good time, like in walkthroughs where we'll challenge guys mentally. On the field, we're going to, there's sudden change situations, stuff we'll bring up. But we're just looking at, when we go live, who can make really good decisions. They're going to be challenged because they're going to be tired. A lot of times when we get in special teams periods and kind of can react off of that.